What's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Well, I'm coming at you with another poker video blog here. As you guys know, I'm sure, following along with the World Series, event number 61 is officially upon us, which is the 10K No Limit Hold'em main event. By me sitting here, that means that I did not qualify. Well, we'll go into that a little bit more in a second. But this year, the main event's going pretty crazy. Day 1A and 1B really weren't anything special. And then out of nowhere, there were 3,418 people playing on day 1C, which was more than day 1A and B combined. Just craziness when you really look at the numbers. It really shows how many people waited until the last minute, you know, trying to qualify or did qualify. It ended up having a total number of 6,598 entrants when the doors closed yesterday at about, what was it? I think like 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, like 6 o'clock? Yeah, it was Monday at 6 o'clock because it was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I was over there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But ended up closing at, I believe it was about 6 o'clock. I could be wrong. But so 6,598 people entered. I'm sorry, I'm reading my laptop from a ways away here. Hold on, I'm going to look a little closer there. Boom. It is officially the 5th largest poker tournament of all time. Let's see. That is officially more people playing at one time ever, even more so than the 2005 event, or 2006 event won by Jamie Gold, which was the biggest of all time. Technically, there were 4 starting days with that. So this is officially the most people playing poker in a tournament at one time ever. And it was pretty crazy. I'd never been here for the main event, so it was definitely something. While I was trying to qualify, I also just really wanted to be here just to see the spectacle. And it's pretty nuts, to be quite honest. I mean, they capture it pretty well on TV, on ESPN, but this takes it to another level, to be quite honest. I mean, it's ridiculous. The level of over-the-topness, if you will, is pretty crazy. And this number of people, it's pretty nuts. Also, the number of people who aren't very good. You hear a lot of table talk, like just sitting there eating dinner. I heard a lot of people discussing hands, and all I could keep thinking is, God, why couldn't I have been at a table with these people? But that's the intrigue of the main event. You know, this is that opportunity. Ever since Moneymaker in, what, 03? Or was it 02? No, it was 03 because Marconi was 02. Ever since Moneymaker, it's given that ability. It's given that opportunity for the everyman, the random, you know, guy who likes playing in his home game, won a seat from some random whatever, and next thing you know, he makes November 9 and becomes the face of poker for a year. So, but it ended up with, it was actually pretty crazy having this influx of people for the main event. Actually means that overall the 2012 World Series of Poker is the richest poker event in history. That's right, the entire thing. Total prize money exceeds a whopping $220 million for all events combined, which is up from last year's figures, which were already record numbers. The top 666 finishers, kind of creepy. You would have thought they would have gone one more, one less. In the main event will cash for $19,227. That's the main cash. So you almost double your money. Then the first place will end up being $8,527,962 for first place. Definitely wouldn't be bad. Not bad for, what, 2 weeks of cards? Yeah, pretty awesome. So, wanted to do a little bit of a breakdown. As I mentioned, I was out trying to qualify. Only thing that sucks is I was a little dumb. My plan was to pyramid because I couldn't afford to buy in just straight to $1,000 qualifier. Well, I mean, I could, but I didn't really want to. I didn't feel that that's the best ROI. Honestly, if I'm going to be continuing my dream for poker. I can't put, you know, most of my bankroll on the line for a winner take all type of thing. That's just not smart. Even the $550 mega qualifiers, which had, you know, 20 or 30 people, even those weren't that smart. The blinds go up too quick. The chips aren't high enough. You know, if I'm gonna buy into a 550 or above, it's gonna be a deep stack tournament with a good setup, in my opinion. That's at least what I'm gonna try to do. I'd rather save that 550 for the circuit and play one of the 550 events there personally, or go over to Caesars and play the mega stacks, or the Venetian and play the deep stacks, or Aria and play their deep stacks. You know, I just from a long-term perspective, that's what I feel is better. Because even if I then qualify and go to the main event, even the likelihood of cashing is so low. You know, there's 3,400 people and 660 make money. So you got to go through 2,800 people, all not making a penny, all paying that 10 grand. You know, that's pretty crazy. So the basic ROI made it so that it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue. What I was trying to do, I was going to go play one of the $175 qualifiers to win the Lammers, which, for those of you who don't know, Lammers are chips that you win from satellites to buy into other events. I actually told a funny story about Sean Deeb possibly getting $1 million worth of $500 Lammer chips. That would have been funny. As he said, he would have made a big pile and dove into him like Scrooge McDuck, which would have been kind of funny as well. But my goal was to go and buy into a $175 qualifier, which, if you win that, you take down $1,500 worth of Lammer chips as well as $120 in cash. So my thought process was I would then take the $1,000 that I made from that, buy into the $1,000 qualifier, pocket $500 worth of cash, you know, cushion the bankroll a little bit, and then try and make it to the main event. I'm much better making it to the main event for $175, which actually would have then, you know, ended up with $300 profit, rather than putting a G straight in play. So problem is my stupidity. Those tournaments, $175 tournaments for the Lammers, are only, the specific purpose of them is for people to get into the $1,000 and the $1,500 events. If all the $1,000 and $1,500 events are over, they're not going to have any more of the qualifiers. So that was the main flaw to my logic. How can I, you know, qualify for a tournament that's no longer there, essentially? So, to my surprise, sadly, they did not have any of those tournaments going, which actually was kind of a disappointment to me. I was going to just try and pyramid up with some cash, see if maybe I could, you know, go 1-2 or 1-3, 2-5, maybe get up to 5-10 and build my bankroll up to a couple grand, and then play $1,000 buy-in. But after sitting for a little while, I just mentally wasn't in the right place. And sometimes you can just tell when it's going to be a bad day, and just to get up and leave. And this was one of those days. It was just one of those times where you just know it's not going to go well. So I ended up racking up, didn't make anything. Well, I made like 20 bucks or 25 bucks. Not when you include the dinner and drinks I got, but water. I don't drink when I play poker. You guys know that. But so that was kind of disappointing. But it was very cool to just be there and see everything going on and all that. Overall, I am pretty disappointed. You know, I always want to play at least one event, and I did not play an event this year. I was trying to build my bankroll and really felt that playing, you know, more cash games and or the deep stack tournaments would be the better way to build it up. Though at the end of the day, I spent even more, you know, I lost even more money playing those as opposed to just playing an event. So hindsight's always 20/20. But of course, I couldn't really expect that I was going to lose, you know, 9, 10 straight sessions. So it definitely sucks. I would have loved to have played an event. But it is what it is, you know. There's really nothing I can do about it now. And at the end of the day, a lot of my disappointment is self-induced, if you will. I made some bad decisions, some dumb choices, trusted some people I shouldn't have in the build-up, you know, from April and May till the World Series. Whether it be loaning a couple people money who swore they'd get me back and didn't, whether it be, you know, spending some money I shouldn't have, just wasn't very long-sighted with it. And I definitely am disappointed with the end, up, if you will, but I'm also very disappointed with myself, which is, is difficult. It's so much easier when there's somebody else to blame, when it falls to yourself. It's definitely tough when you have to reflect on your own mistakes and your own problems and your own vices, in a way, things that you did yourself. Is always so much more difficult when you have to internally look at things from, a retrospective and a negative retrospective. It's definitely difficult. So, but at the same time, I also am taking steps forward, so I've always been the type of person who tries to look towards the positive and look towards the next step. And in a way, while I didn't get where I wanted to with the World Series, or where I ultimately want to, I did take some steps. One of them being, I'm living in Vegas now. So one of the things that my roommate, I've spoken about him multiple times, my boy DJ Nino, one of the things he keeps saying is you got to have patience. And that's very true. You really do have to have patience. And while it's difficult, when I see where I'm at now and where I feel I could be, it definitely is difficult to have patience and to think, well, it's okay, it's coming, when I feel like it should already have. And it's just everything lined up so well with the job, with, selling some of my guns, with so many things, everything lined up so well that I really did feel like this was going to be the year. And you know what, it still can be. It didn't necessarily have to happen with just the World Series. It very much still can be. It's not like I'm packing up and heading back to Phoenix or anything like that. I still really do have a lot of potential, to go and to make this work. And maybe it wasn't my time for the World Series, but it very well could still be my time for the circuit event, or for a WPT event, or just for cash games, or playing the weekly Bellagio tournament. I mean, there's still a lot of potential. So I definitely am trying to look at the positives, which there are positives. I did, like I said, I took some steps. So that's definitely a big thing, especially for somebody like me who requires a little bit of a nudge. Sometimes it requires somebody to light a fire under my ass. So I definitely do have to look at the positives from this. But it also is a little difficult, looking at where I'm at with where I feel I could be. And I definitely am, I'm definitely worried about, well, I can't say I'm worried. I'm definitely sad about how it ended up. And I would give anything to be playing right now in the, in the Bellagio, anything, really. I'd give anything. But it just wasn't meant to be. So I recovered from having my resolve shaken a little bit. I do feel really confident. I feel really like this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to keep at it. I'm definitely not, tucking my tail. I'm licking my wounds a little bit, but I know it's going to turn around. I feel it. I know it. And I just got to stick with it. So hopefully I'll be getting a little bit better luck. I don't think it's possible to keep running as badly as I have for the past month and a half, but I definitely feel it's going to turn around soon. And all I can do is keep trying. That's what everybody keeps saying, just stay positive. And Nino's right. You got to have patience. Anything you want as badly as I want this is going to take time. It's just going to, and I know that, and I get that. It's just difficult when you want something that badly. You want something so badly, and you see, all these other people succeeding. You see all these other people doing exactly what you want to do. It's tough, And I'm not even talking about the Phil Ivies or the Antonio Sfondiaris. I'm just talking about the people, who got somebody to stake them the 10 grand for the main event, or the people who won off of a qualifier, those type of things. It's definitely, it's tough. It's tough to see. But, with every negative, there's always a positive to look at. So I'm trying to view the positive, and hopefully it ends in something very positive. But But there you go. So that is officially the 2012 World Series, at least of Las Vegas, is done. There still is the World Series Europe, which is 14 events over... Is it 14 events? I think it's 14 events over 7 days. Or maybe it's 7 events over 14 days. I don't know. Regardless, it's not like I'm going to be the one, you know, going out there. Who knows? Maybe it would happen, but that would require a big win before then. So at the end of the day, you know, it was still a really fun World Series for me. It was great taking the steps that I did to be out here, to be living here, to be progressing, you know, in my life path. And while sure I would have loved it to, you know, be the steps that I was hoping it would, to be living at the top of the Panorama Towers. Actually, I'd rather go with Aria so I could see the fountains of Bellagio, you know, with my brand new Aventador outside. But it's all patience, and it will happen. That will happen. I know that will happen. It just takes time to get there. So I got to get really serious about my grind and really serious about, you know, being smart with all my money, being smart with all my decisions, and it'll get there. It definitely will. I know it will. So I just got to keep at it. If any of you know anybody who wants to bankroll or stake a young and up-and-coming pro, let me know. I will happily go standard deal. I'd probably go 60-40, honestly. So keep that in mind. But as always, thank you guys for checking out my videos. I've gotten huge feedback during the World Series. If you guys look at my views on my videos, they've been skyrocketing. I've been adding at least a couple people on Twitter every day. Been adding a couple people on YouTube every day. Facebook is officially up to date with all my videos. And MatthewMaley.com is finally up and running as well. It's not completely up to date yet. I'm working on that. It is the slowest site ever. Plus, I have some of the slowest internet ever where I'm staying. So it definitely does not equal, you know, positive things for web development and design. But I'm working on it. So on that note, I'm officially signing off. Thank you everybody for the support, for checking in on me, all that. Much appreciated. And until the next video, I'm saying peace out. I will be putting up a bunch more videos. I'm going to be watching more of the main event. I'm going to be keeping track of that. You guys could also live stream the main event on WSOP.com. And the post-produced ESPN, you know, version of the main event will be showing on ESPN July 31st. So until then, thank you guys as always for checking out my website. Of course, you can check out the rest of my videos on MatthewMaley.com. You can check them out in the video blog tab, or you can go directly to Facebook. Again, search for Matthew Maley Poker. Got everything listed there. Also on YouTube, search for Matthew Maley Poker on there. Got everything you can like, comment, and subscribe, or follow me on Twitter at Matthew Maley. Always posting, tweeting, all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm signing off. Thank you everybody for checking in on me and following. And while there's definitely some disappointment, I know that it's going to end up being positive. So maybe it just wasn't my time, you know, and I needed to make those mistakes that I did and get screwed over by the people I did and not get the money back that I'm supposed to for the longer term. You know, maybe it's just going to make me work that much harder. So that's what I'm looking at least. And like I said, I'm always trying to find the positive. So till the next video, I am signing off. Peace out, everybody. And thanks again for all the support. I'm out.